Not having any graduate school degree at over 32.00 years of age. Today is Monday, 2 February 2026, and here I, Tanis Coralee of Seattle, reflect on 2 February 2026 on what it is like to not have any graduate school degree, taking into account my over 4.00 consecutive years I spent in graduate school, 2015 to 2019 inclusive. So this is really a reflection. So I tried and I failed to get a graduate degree. I went for a PhD in geophysics and ended up quitting with no degree. I did reach a PhD in PhD candidate in geophysics status along my journey before I quit with no degree. And how do I feel about it now? Well, I'm going to take, so at over 32.00 years of age. So the average age for people in graduate school programs was late 20s. It wasn't, even at the University of California, Berkeley, which is where I attempted last time, those were the numbers they gave to us, kind of like school-wide, and so it was kind of like, so then I'm doing this too young, because I started and I was, what, 22 years of age? Alright, so there was a little bit of like, should I have waited? That kind of did actually, like, kind of from the get-go kind of get tuned in on for my own attempt, and so that did factor in. And there was also like they were rare, but there were the professors who got hired without a graduate degree, be it there or elsewhere, who were hired for their work experience. So if professor was the end goal, having a graduate degree was not necessarily. There are other forms of, depending on where one wants to get hired and that kind of, and how what's valued by the university and stuff like that. So like if a university values job, they might take somebody with like a decade of or 20 years of work experience over somebody who has zero work experience in the corresponding industry. So, and then I also encountered individuals who like waited till they were like 40, 50, 60 to go back for a graduate school, and they eventually became a professor kind of thing. So it was kind of a, I was young on my last attempt, and how do I feel about it now? Perhaps a bit of my life is refocused, and I do a lot more. I'm still in science, helping out with my parents, and my mom has medical stuff, and I do cardiology, so heart, like the human organ, the heart research. So there's a little bit of, I'm still, in that sense, in science, only I've gone from like physics to physiology, and like I live and breathe my physiology in a way that physics can't be. So in that sense, including the zoology and taking care of the critters and stuff, so in that sense, it's kind of been I think a true immersive experience in, just because higher education exists doesn't mean it's the best way for a particular individual to learn about something, especially if one wants an immersive experience, then it might not be helpful whatsoever. Might actually kind of get in the way. So it's been perhaps in that sense been a good experience for me, because I always loved school, so it's been I think it's actually probably for the best for me. It's forced me to grow up a little bit. So there we go. That's on not having any graduate school degree at over 32.00 years of age.